Hey guys, welcome back to Triple Play Sports Picks. My name is Adrian. Please go ahead and do me a favor. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. Well, here at Triple Play, we had another rough start in baseball. Like I've been saying, this baseball betting lately has been iffy. So let's get the recap going. First pick we looked at was the White Sox and Detroit going over the total of 9. Final score, White Sox 3, Detroit 5. So that didn't hit. It went under with a total score of 8 runs. Second pick we had was over 7.5 Cardinals versus Brewers. And the final score was Cardinals 2, Brewers 1. So that went way under with only 3 runs. And the only winning pick that we had, which is the Dodgers versus the Rockies, where we had it at under 11 runs. Dodgers 5, Rockies 4. Now this one was getting a little bit intense because this game was tied at 4-4 going into the extras. And like I said before, when teams go into extra innings, they tend to score a lot of runs. But the Dodgers managed to score 1 run, and the bullpen for the Dodgers shut down the Rockies in the bottom of the 10th inning. So that one hit at least. And with that being said, let's get to today's picks. Wednesday, September the 22nd. So I do have a few extra picks for you guys since it's been really rough for us these last few days because a lot of, underdogs or teams not hitting or whatever the case is. I do have a few extras for you guys today. So with the first game we're looking at the Chicago White Sox versus Detroit Tigers. And on the mound for the White Sox is Reynaldo Lopez, 3-3, 3.00 ERA. Detroit Tigers, Casey Mize, 7-8, 3.64 ERA. So with this pick, I decided to do the Detroit plus 1.5 because the Detroit Tigers have been really stepping it up these last few games. They actually won yesterday's game and the day before against the White Sox. And you know what? There's some big underdogs that have been on fire lately, even though they're not in playoff contention. So with that being said, I do like the plus 1.5. And it's sitting at minus 110. So that's pretty good value, being at plus 1.5 runs. So that's one of them. And another pick for the same game, I'm looking at the Detroit Tigers over 3.5 runs with the value of minus 120. So that means the Detroit Tigers can score 4 runs, you'll win the bet. So I really like those picks because the Detroit Tigers have been on fire against some good teams. So that was the first pick. The second pick we have is Yankees minus 1.5. And on the mound for the Yankees is Corey Kluber, 5-3 with a 3.68 ERA. And they are facing the Rangers. And on the mound for the Rangers is Taylor Hearn, 6-5 with the 4.32 ERA. Now with this one, I do like the Yankees minus 1.5 because I felt like yesterday's game that they had won, they actually finally started hitting and actually scoring a lot of runs where they covered the minus 1.5 runs. And I feel like they're going to start turning the table because it's getting late and I'm pretty sure they want to get into the wild card spot some way, somehow. So I feel like they're going to start picking it up, especially with Corey Kluber on the mound. So with that one, I'm doing the Yankees minus 1.5 runs. And it's valued at minus 135 at the minus 1.5 runs. Now, the last pick is Boston Red Sox versus the New York Mets. On the mound for the New York Mets is Taijuan Walker, 7-10 with the 4.27 ERA. And on the mound for the Red Sox is Chris Sale, 4-0 with the 2.40 ERA. Now with this one, I do like the Boston Red Sox. A little bit of both. Money line and minus 1.5 runs, sitting at plus 105 for the minus 1.5 runs. So I like either or, the money line or the minus 1.5 runs, because the money line is sitting at minus 175. I mean, it's a little bit high, but I've seen it worse to like going up to like 300 or something. Minus 175 is okay. So that one's one of the picks on this game. I do have another pick for you guys on that one. And I feel like the run team totals for the Boston Red Sox, I do have one at over 4.5 runs, and it's sitting at minus 145. So that means that if the Red Sox score 5 runs, which they normally do, you cash that bet. And so now there is one option that I do have for this game, and I feel like it could be either or, but I feel like it could be a good bet as well. And it's a no runs first inning. So I mean, it's obviously, like I said, there's not going to be no runs in the first inning from either team. So those are my extra few bets that I decided to share along with you guys. And I feel like with Yankees and Boston Red Sox money line, I think it's still good value. But I do feel like the Boston Red Sox will cover the minus 1.5 runs, because they for some odd reason, they just score runs in bunches. And at the same time, like yesterday was a good example, they really faced a good pitcher, which is Marcus Stroman from the Mets. And they still beat the Mets by 3 runs. So they covered the minus 1.5 runs. I mean, and Marcus Stroman is a really good pitcher for the Mets, guys. So for that reason, I feel like minus 1.5 Red Sox is going to cover. Or you could do parlay, Yankees money line and Boston Red Sox minus 1.5 runs. For those of you guys that don't know what parlay is, parlay basically means is you're doing 2 teams of either money lines, the spread, or the over total of a game. That's what parlay is. 2 or more. You could do as 2, 3, 4, 5 teams, or whatever the case is. That's what parlay means. And parlay is giving you a little bit extra value. But you got to remember, every team you pick has to hit. If one doesn't hit, then that means you lost the bet. So with that being said, let's do the recap for today. And we are picking the Detroit plus 1.5 runs. And I'm also doing the over 3.5 runs for the Detroit Tigers, sitting at minus 120. And I'm doing the Yankees minus 1.5 runs, sitting at minus 135. And the last one we have is the Boston Red Sox money line, either the money line or the minus 1.5 runs, sitting at plus 105. I also have another pick for that one, and it's the over 4.5 runs, minus 145. And the last one that it's optional, that I feel like it could be a good bet. You guys don't have to do this bet, but it's the no runs first inning on the Boston Red Sox game. So thank you guys for tuning in. And let's hope we get back to our winning days, as this iffy last couple weeks of baseball is amongst us. And let's just see what we can come up with. I mean, I feel like we are going to hit a few of them. I feel like if you guys even do the over 3.5 Tigers runs, I feel like that one's a good bet. And also the Red Sox over 4.5 runs. And for those of you guys that actually think that Taijuan Walker is a good pitcher, he is a good pitcher. He was a good pitcher in the first half, but the second half been a whole different ballgame for him. He's just been giving up runs like crazy. So I do feel like if the Red Sox can hit off of Stroman, then I feel like they could hit off of Walker, especially because Walker has been giving up runs lately. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let's have a good day. Thank you for tuning in with us, and I hope you subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. Thanks, guys.